Yo, Dear, bro, what happened to all that shit you said about me, bro?
No,
Let me know.
what did I say about you?
Let's really settle it, bro.
We settled it. You went negative every last crim, though. Let's see if you keep up your negative streak. Come on, keep up that negative streak. Let's see it. Every league game, you go negative. Let's see. Come on. I'm ready, dude. We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Dude, that nigga dropped you off his team. How you feel, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. We have... Hi, Caleb. Doing well, how are you? We have from Mercury League, part of the Zero League, I don't know, consortium? Hopefully I'm getting that correctly. We have Bloodwolves Lavish facing off against Unity Esports. Cross-division matchup here, so we are approaching the end of this first season here of Mercury Free League. Unity Esports +7 currently in their division, the Neptune division. I believe that's the upper division. Meanwhile, at the top of the Jupiter division is Lavish with 16 points, so theoretically, those two either cancel each other out or Lavish is favored here. It is Cafe, it is a fairly defender-sided map, so theoretically, Dracos and the rest of Bloodwolves Lavish should also have that upper hand in terms of the map selection here, considering what they have. Interestingly enough, we do have a Mira ban, which is not common, I'd say. You know, this is not a Mira map, really. You will see her occasionally on first and second floor. You'll most commonly see her on top floor. But even then, the setup, at least the meta setup, is rather weak. It can, you know, the washroom mirror can be wiped out from that Whitehall window pretty easily, or at least anybody standing there. And the one that is facing Backstore, the one from pretty much the door into Cocktail, is not very strong either. I believe you can actually take that out from the Cocktail window. At the very least, you can put a lot of pressure on anybody playing it, so it's really, at least in my opinion, it's not worth banning it because it's not worth holding it. And plus, you know, even though you can't do any vertical on it, you can still bring in a Twitch. You can still probably take it out with a 0. I don't see a need to ban that. The rest of the bans, I could agree with. They're all comfort bans, really. They're all pretty stereotypical, frankly. You know, nothing surprising about a Jackal ban, or a Thatcher ban, or a Kaid ban. They're just there. Kaid, I would say, is a less effective ban on this map than on other maps. You know, he's very effective, I'd say, on Oregon, because there's no other way to hold any of the hatches, really. But on this place, there's not really any hatches, and there's not a whole lot of spots where you could potentially hide a Kaid claw. You know, there's no 3-panel walls that you need to cover. There's no hatches, really, besides maybe this hatch over there into Cocktail and the hatch into Fireplace. But even then, if you lose that Fireplace hatch, it's not the end of the world. I've found that a lot of teams don't really put too much pressure on that. They'll usually just use that as a vehicle to help them open up that freezer wall, assuming that they do decide to push freezer. And the Jackal ban, very classic comfort ban, so I'm really not surprised at all to see that. Who do I have winning tonight? You know, I haven't seen a whole lot of either of these teams. I know Unity used to be, I believe, under Aatrox. Bloodwolves Lavish, very consistent team. I would assume the same from Unity, though potentially they got some roster changes. I know that they recently dropped Nia, however you want to pronounce that. Deer takes down Failure, as Arf will actually trade him out, removing the Mazzi in exchange for the, I suppose maybe a bit of a bad luck charm that he's literally named Failure. So a bit ironic. Lox will take down Cactus Jack, and certainly the attacking team's luck has improved. But to answer your question, Caleb, I probably have Bloodless Lavish winning this. They do have a better record, even though they've been playing worse teams technically, if I'm thinking of this correctly. But I don't know what the score is, so I'm gonna just go 7-4, because I don't think this is gonna be a not a blowout game here. As you can see, though, Kova gonna actually push forward here. Will be taken out there by Cover, but alas, he did take down Walks. Bring it to a 2v3 now, as Ungodly's trying his best here to hold down Cigar. Will be taken down by Cover for a double kill after just Dracos. Still has side control here, at least partial side control, as he will need to deal with a pretty strong, at least remaining push here from Unity, who's just closing in here. God can actually look to open up a way into backstore, which is certainly going to compromise what Dracos is holding here. He's certainly just holding Cocktail, knows where they're pushing. However, he's unable to do anything as he's crossfired. Cover gets the kill, and the first round win here for Unity Esports. Going up 1-0 here. High Milk. Anyways, good first round there for Unity. Even though they lost the opening frag, they very quickly traded it out, so it truly didn't matter, which is important. And then after that, they just pushed well. All they did was trade with each other, really. And that's what matters in that case, is that you push, you crossfire, and you win your gunfights. That's what they did, is that they just won some gunfights.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Now it's another top floor look here from Bloodless Lavish, who, as you mentioned, Caleb, don't have their starters, so I might have to actually favor Unity here. But still, I don't know. It's the top of one division facing the middle of another division. So at this point, if you don't forfeit, this is 3 points. This isn't going to hurt your record as long as you don't forfeit in Mercury League.
10 seconds to insertion.
But as I was saying, slightly different setup here on top floor. They have subbed out a couple of operators. They still have the same relative core of the Thunderbird, which I think is interesting that they're playing that here, especially considering that they have no denial. With Ungodly, there is the Valkyrie and Cactus Jack, pardon me, as the Jaeger. They've switched around this Thunderbird and the Goyo. I don't remember the other one that they subbed out, but they did sub out actually a Vigil for, I believe, the Goyo now. I don't remember what the other one was, but I think it was a Mazi. Looking, I suppose, more for your utility denial, considering that there's a lot of utility on the side of Unity, although they just wasted a good amount of it. I mean, they have breach charges. I don't know why you need to use 2 Ash charges there. Failure. You know, you could have just asked over to spend a couple extra seconds and use breach charges instead of Ash charges, considering that there are these, you can see, at least in one only, but used to be 2 Vulcan shields. I don't know where the second Vulcan is. It's actually in Cigar here, being held by the Valkyrie again of TTV Ungodly. Not too surprised to see that. Just trying to clear out drones. We're on an unrelated note, a recent quality of life improvement came with the launch of the new season, and that, as I'm saying that, Artful Takedown Ungodly will trade each other out, actually, for 4v4. 4v3 now, God the Demon will take down Kova, and Cigar's cleared out. They could actually take Cigar and push backstore area, or potentially push into Cocktail or Bar. But as I was saying, new season came with quality of life changes. Failure to take down Deer. Looks for another kill potentially, as Dracos is still just holed up here in backstore. Pretty much freezer at this point. Will swing, spots 2 of them actually. Unable to get any kills though. Walks will actually TK Failure. So he did technically trade himself out, but Cactus Jack, the last one left here, going to potentially deny a kill. Does get the hard ping. Pardon me, the yellow ping, and will stop it just in the nick of time with a headshot. 2v1 now, as Walks will look to actually start up another plant after Cover was surprisingly enough killed there by Cactus Jack. I was not really expecting that. Cactus Jack can actually look to rotate up. White Stairs will push into Cigar. Spots the 0 there of God the Demon, will take him down for double kill. Post plant now as Walks is the last one left. Will swing. Cactus Jack lowers him. Cactus Jack knows where he is. Looks to reload. Will swing again. Pre-firing. Does not hit his shots. Wox gets the 1v1. The plant and the round win for Unity, who will move up to 2-0 now against Butler's Lavish. I have no clue what that means. That was an interesting round there for Unity. They nearly threw that away, frankly. They just didn't know where Cactus Jack was, which I feel like they should have. Pretty sure they still had two cameras, 2 Arguses left on them, so they could have just put those at the stairs, considering that that's the only way, unless there's an Oryx, which there's very rarely an Oryx on Cafe, unless there's an Oryx that you can get up to the top floor, is from one of those stairwells. So I feel like they could have gone through that without bringing it down to a 1v1, but they still won. And that's what's important for them, is that they got the opening frags, they cleared out utility, they capitalized, they took the objective because they got 2 kills that were completely unresponded to by the defensive team.
Attackers have located a bomb. Seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds left.
First floor hold here now from Lavish as they're looking to finally get a round on the board. Pretty similar to actually what we saw on top floor. The only difference I'd say is that they're running double denial instead of Thunderbird and that'd be a Goyo or a Rooney or a Vigil. They seem to be leaning away from fragging power or really strong roam in that they're not bringing that Vigil anymore. They still are bringing some intel denial this time in Cactus Jack as well as Mozzie, that sort of dynamic duo of drone denial, but still I don't know how much that's going to help them. Failure will fall at the hands of Kova. As you can see now, Unity will look to start up a push here on that bakery side. Already have control of small bakery, nobody holding it, nobody even holding bakery even though they have a reinforcement there, so it's not even going to really help them. I feel like if they were going to hold bakery, they would want to reinforce that, but they're not, so it doesn't matter. They shouldn't have. As you can see, Cover going to now take part of the objective. That's actually going to be God, pardon me, who will actually take Prep, not the objective. And still getting some good gains there. He'll now take out Cactus Jack. Let's do a 5v4, as you can see, though. Godly going to take his place pretty much, just holding rather aggressively position. They ran into Prep as Arf will actually pick him off for a 4v3. Man advantage now in the hands of Unity. As you can see, Wox actually trying to fight off, I believe, Deer, who's on the roam still. Don't know why exactly. He's outnumbered, and they've lost pretty much any area around the objective, including almost the vertical. They still have the vertical at least, but besides that, and the site itself, which is being very gingerly held by Dracos, who's the last one left. Arf will get a double kill as well as Wox getting frags there. Nitro will go out, trade out by Dracos, looking for another kill potentially as Coomer will approach here. Arf going to actually look to push in potentially as God will rotate around. Dracos, the last one left, has to watch 2 ways in the objectives. He's getting droned down. Luckily that drone stopped by one of the meat jammers set up by Cactus Jack. You can see, going to send out a couple of bullets. I think they've realized where he is now. So you can see Cover going to approach. Knows where he's at approximately. Now they'll push in, look for the kill here. Outnumbered, they can very easily crossfire him. Actually spotting God the Demon will knock him out. 2v1 now. A bit more manageable, but still outnumbered here. He knows somebody's around there. He's going to look, spots another one. Fresh going to go out. He's actually blinded. Cover the last one left here as Arf's down. Don't know if Arf's going to get any intel, but Cover will. Gets the frag and the round for his team, who will maintain a perfect record so far of 3-0 on the attack. Really good round there for Unity. They got opening frags, and alas, Lavish was unable to respond, and so as a result, it just came down to simply pressuring. And although there was some small errors there, I'd say for Unity, they managed to do it at the end of the day. They succeeded. Took them a bit, but they got what they needed. Rhyme was not intended in that last 2 sentences. But that's what happens. And so now they're looking to be in a really good spot going into the rest of this first half, even into the second half. They have 3 rounds here. So even if they lose these next 3 rounds, which it's not looking like they're going to, they're going to at least go into the second half even. They could even go into the second half, with a 2, 4, maybe even 6 round advantage going into match point, assuming that they get this perfect half, which I really doubt, but never say never. The other thing that I was wanting to potentially point out is that Unity, has 15 kills. Meanwhile, Lavish is still struggling to even reach double digits as an entire team. So you can see they have 8. So pretty much, Unity is outfragging them nearly 2-1. Which is not a really good spot to be in, especially considering how frag-oriented this game has become. I thought that it might be a bit more slow and tactical, but it's literally just been fragging. And when it becomes pretty much a glorified ranked match, which I'm being honest here, it has, then it's just about fragging. And so far, this could change, obviously, but so far it has not been Lavish's strength. It does not seem to be Lavish's strength.
Starting shock drone.
So you can see another first floor defense here by Lobo's Lavish. Similar lineup to last time. I believe actually the exact same operators-wise. I might have changed in terms of who's playing who, but certainly the same 5 operators. Another more bakery-focused hold here, and you can see they didn't bring a castle, which I would say is not a very smart choice, but they did decide to actually hold down bakery here pretty heavily. They have 2 ADSs, a mute gem or a reinforcement, a barricade covering that, and I believe there was a pest as well, though that might have just been some pest Kova put somewhere else as he's holding down, pretty much by himself, holding down bakery here. Actually spots the Twitch there and walks. Surprisingly enough, the Nomad here is not doing anything to help his team. There's nobody in Red Hall, and he could very easily pincer out Kova with some coordination. I mean, it's just a normal barricade. You don't have to peek that hard. The rest of the attacking team is either defending team, pardon me, is either above, and there goes Kova, and there goes. As he gets a double kill on a Jiren, might be looking for a third here as Cactus Jack is going to actually step up. Takes a very short angle here, will take down Walkstar, a bit of an assist there, posthumously by Kova the Snowman. But still a man advantage here in favor of Unity Esports. We'll see him to give them some control here. 2-man as Arf will get a 3k now onto Ungodly, and Failure's AFK. So it's really a 3v2 going into the final minute of this match. Cactus Jack on site here with Drake. It's pretty much the same spawn. Nitro will go out. Might have scared away one of the members of Unity, but certainly did not do anything to actually get any damage here. Quad kill from Arf. Looks for the ace, and he'll get it. Ace from Arf. The Nomad of Unity dominating. That was Lavish as he'll take down another round here for his team, who will now have a guaranteed round advantage going into the second half. Going into the defensive half on a defender-sided map is really powerful. No matter what, they're getting an above-average ending to their first half. Their attacking half, mind you. It's clear that there's not enough frag power from the defending team. Something needs to change. I feel that it's trading and fragging from them. They're not really trading each other off, and they're not winning enough gunfights. And part of that comes down to coordination, pincering, communication, knowing where people are. So that's a bit of intel, a bit of communication, a bit of coordination. For that, I would say, obviously, coordination and communication are more team-based issues, but still, you can fix that intel thing by bringing the Valkyrie and using that properly. I'd say they need to set up a roam game that's going to actually affect Unity, and then they need to have some sort of intel or utility at least supporting that roam game. Maybe if they didn't want to dedicate some Valkyrie black eyes to it, then maybe they could just simply put a Thunderbird Kona station nearby where the roamer's roaming, so that way they have a quick way to get heals while they're holding. Even if it's only one heal, it's still important to note that. So they have some options here, but there needs to be change made from them. They're going again here to top floor, which I don't feel like it's a strong choice. I mean, they've lost here twice now. I don't know why they're suddenly deciding to go there again. As Arf will take down Cactus Jack, that's not good. Failure is still AFK, it seems, which is not good because that means that it's pretty much a 4v5 here for Unity, and a bit more embarrassing as well for Lavish, admittedly, considering that they're losing practically a 4v5. I don't know if Failure's just like waiting for everybody else to die and he's goofing around or what. I don't think he is. I think he's just sitting there doing nothing, which I guess is not harming his team. It's not helping them, that's for sure. And there goes the Twitch drone, courtesy of Kova. He'll actually take control of that, and Wax is going to be unable to pick that up. I don't think he knows where that Twitch drone is anymore. And there goes one of the Goyo shields, Deer's particularly. So you can see now Walk's going to rotate around, spots Deer there, going to actually look to potentially shock him or ping him maybe? I'm not exactly sure. Kova, bit of a gunfight there with one of the members of Unity. Might have been Arf, as he's taking a heavy bit of damage. Cactus Jack obviously out of the equation here means that it's a 5v4 for Unity, so they are on a bit of an advantage. I wouldn't say that it's sizable, and Walks will actually TK Failure. So it is back to 4v4, and at this point I would say, at least health-wise, the advantage is in favor of Dracos and the rest of Levels Lavish, considering that he, Arf has probably 20 health left, maybe less, and Kova has close to 100 here. It's not a great choice, I'd say. And I think they just spotted the, operated by Kova, the pested Twitch drone. Kova gonna send out a Nitro to nice results. He'll take down Arf, one of the key players there of Unity who has double digits. Congratulations to him. Traded out by God the Demon. I don't know what he was trying to do there, considering the hatch was open, as Wax will take down Dracos. And seems to me that Unity is now taking control of the round again, after supposedly losing it for a teeny bit there. They've regained it. That's what matters here, is that they're back to normal. They're back to what it's been pretty much expected, pretty much typical for them for most of this game. As you can see, Ungodly actually hearing Walks as he'll approach, trying to actually push this bar side. Still looking at some utility. They're all concentrated around that area. Cover now going to take down Ungodly, leaving it up to just Deer, and God will finish him off. That's a 5-0 here for Unity. And this is seeming more like a mismatch than anything else. And that is some high sensitivity. I don't even know what's happening here. This is just... I was expecting more of a fight here from Lavish. I mean... I don't know. I don't know what to think, because this is bad. Because at best for Lavish, they have to overcome a 4-round deficit while on attack on Cafe against a energized, to say the least, Unity. At worst, they're having to face Unity at match point on attack on Cafe. Which, neither of those is good, but one of them is certainly worse than the other. I'll just say it as that. This is the 4th round where they've gone to top floor, and it has... I don't know why they're doing it. It has not worked a single round. It just has not. And most of the times they're losing 2v1s and 3v1s on the site. Like, they literally brought it down to a 1v1 at one point on that first floor site. And They need
10 seconds remaining.
to know what they're doing here, and I honestly have lost hope that they know what they're doing, because they're not winning any gunfights. They'll get the occasional frag, you know. They're literally playing a 4v5, and it still says 5v5, but it's truly a 4v5, considering Failure just had to get TK'd, so I don't know why he's even playing at this point. They do have a pre-placed there on the hatch. It's going to be interesting to see if they try and do anything with that. I don't know how effective that's going to be, as Deer will actually Nitro ARF, and this might be a good round here for Dracos and the rest of Levels Lavish. I'm not entirely sure, though. And pre-placed will succeed, takes down cover. I don't think he was expecting that at all. Walks and God the Demon, the last two left. Kova will actually will trade out, pardon me, with God for cover. So it's a 2v4 instead of a 3v5. But it's not going to make much of a difference, honestly. They still have a total of, what, between the two of them? 3 drones? 4 players to clear? God, I don't know why God swung that. Ungodly was just waiting there. He knew he was going to push. And there goes Kova, so it's a 1v4. As Wax takes down Dracos. Not the best spot for him to be, but, you know, not terrible. There. I'll put it like that. It's technically a 1v3, even though it says it's a 1v4. I don't even know. Ungodly's just sitting there, supposedly getting a bit restless. Wax isn't doing anything, and he's just taking this methodically, which nothing against that, but at the same time, it's making this round quite long, and although he could come back, he's at very low health in a 1v3, facing 2 full health players. And the one player that isn't at full health still has more health than him. So, it doesn't really seem all that hopeful for him here. He has a minute. He can do stuff, but I don't know what stuff it can be, what it's gonna be. He needs to play it nearly perfectly at this point if he wants to win this round. He has 45 seconds. He has a 1v3 at a clutch. Ungodly's just holding an angle here. I don't think he knows. Wax isn't droning, which, nothing wrong with that, nothing great with that. As you can see, he's holding an angle, waiting. Really, he's trying to make sure that his flank's clear, which is understandable. But I don't see a reason for Lavish to get greedy at this point. They certainly wouldn't, considering that they're down 5-0. And does not spot Ungodly. Actually does, takes him out for a double kill. But it's a 1v2 with 20 seconds. And Cactus Jack and Deer are just going in the same doorway, which seems kind of dumb, but they're going to still survive, it appears. Unless they suddenly decide to throw themselves at him, which does not look like either of them will. Cactus Jack will actually take down Walks with Headfire, and that'll be the half. 5-1. As Lavish has a heavy deficit going into their attacking half. At half, looking at the scoreboard, 10-7-5-5-1. 4-2-2-2. Unknown, because the 5th player of Lavish has left, which was Kova. I'm going to pause for a moment to allow him to return. Don't know if that's going to help at all. Hopefully it does. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are at pretty much a 4v4. Failure is doing nothing. I don't know why. He's picking operators, clearly. And Kova had to get off. So, Lavish is willingly 4v5ing here. Which, I don't know how that's going to go. A 4v5 lineup is different from a 5v5 lineup. You know, with that 4v5 lineup, you have to really prioritize your necessities. Are you getting hard breach? Are you getting secondary support? That Thermite, the Thatcher, your Cali, maybe a Maverick,
Protect your bombs from being defused by
and then
attackers.
a flank watch, or at least some sort of intel in that sense. But, you know, with this, with a 4v5, it's just about making sure you have all your, as much of your area covered as possible. It sort of emphasizes operators that are Swiss Army knives. You know, for example, we're seeing here an IQ who can both do sort of secondary support with the
10 seconds remaining.
pardon me, the RED scanner, but at the same time,
5 seconds remaining.
you know, can also bring some pretty strong fragging power in that G8A1, the LMG, which has pretty much the same stats, or similar stats at least, to the R4C, but 50 rounds. He used to have the, as I say, that failure will take time DR, and he's actually back, so this is back to a 5v4, I'm surprised. But as I was saying, similar stats to the R4C, 50 rounds though, used to have ACOG and has angle. So, it's almost a stronger Ash, I would argue. Obviously a different job than Ash. His failures here actually playing rather aggressively. Why is he playing with full utility? Double kill will take Ungodly, so it doesn't even matter that he's running around with 3 of his gadget. Okay. 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 He's just... This irks me. He's running around with all of his utility on him, and he gets 2 kills luckily. But if he died, that would have been a bunch of healing just out the window for no reason. Like, okay, this man is very responsive.
Attackers have recovered.
Cactus Jack actually gonna lose his life there too. Rockstar, and it's up to just Dracos here in a 1 versus all situation. He has half the round, sure, but he only has 2 drones, plus the 2 drones that his teammates left him. And 3 flashbangs and no utility, no primary utility at least. So he's this round's over, unless Unity starts blowing themselves up and throwing themselves at him. This round is over. He has to use the Gun 6 to open up a hatch. Aggressive play here from Failures. He's looking to pick up this final kill. I don't know why he's playing this aggressive. It's literally a picture-perfect situation for them. He knows Dracos is around the hatch at least. Here's him. Another flashbang will go in. Actually blinds Failure there. And now Walkstar will actually rotate in as well. They're both looking for it. Circling a bunch of sharks. Dracos will take down Walkstar. Looking for another kill on to Failure, but Failure will get the kill, the round, and match point for his team. So yay, that is that was interesting. I don't even know what to think about that one, about that round as a whole, honestly. Anyways, potentially the final round here, and I don't even know what to think, because we have a Warden. They're playing Kitchen, which makes sense. Yeah, the rest of their lineup makes sense. And then we have a Blitz, and a Maru, and a Finka. I think we're gonna see a rush. I don't know if Zofia Ungodly is joining that, considering that he's a 2 armor that's not normally associated with rushing, unlike Finka and Maru and Blitz. So I don't know what's going on here, but I feel like Lavish has given up. And it seems to me that Lavish has given up, which, nothing wrong with it, considering that they're in a 4v5, they're down 5 rounds, they're on attack on a defender-sided map, and their kills combined among the 4 of them is, what, 11? Which is the same as pretty much God plus cover. So their 4 kills combined to 2 players of Unity. Or if you wanted to, you could also say ARF, pretty much. I mean, they have 1 more kill than either combination, as ARF will take down Dracos. And, yeah, it's 5v3 now, so 2-man advantage here for the defending team. 3-man, as Failure will take down Godly. They're running a very aggressive hold here. I was about to say a 5-man roam, but that would be incorrect, as you can see Cactus Jack actually blitz rushing here. Obushin tries to blind cover. I don't think he did, at least not for very long. Actually did. He'll take down cover. He's on site here. He does not have the diffuser, though, and he's heavily outnumbered. Actually spots one over there on prep. Spots the mute. Will take a double kill here, as Jiro will take down Arf. And now it's a 2v2. Uh-oh. Dealing with the Warden. Walkstar and God, however, will close out the game. 7-1. Unity Esports prevails here on Cafe. Very dominant win for them. 11-4, 9-5, 6-3, 6-3, 4-6. 6-7, 3-8, 2-8, 3-7. Congratulations to Arf for hitting double digits.
Yo, good game, guys.
Yo.
Thanks for the
Yo, GG's,
subscribe, bro.
guys.